Hey guys, welcome on to another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, Trends and Betting Picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. Of course, we have MLB to talk about today and a CFL game as well, which we'll get to at the end of the show. We'll start the show by taking a look at the comments here. Good day, Terry. Good day to all. Hello, Tommy. Spare some change, says IceX. But we'll get right to what happened yesterday. Um, Not a good day. Not a good day yesterday. David Festa over 4.5 strikeouts plus 120 was a loser. Didn't allow any. I think the first 3 innings it was all outs, but unfortunately it was flyouts, and he just wasn't able to get the strikeouts until it was a bit too late. He got a couple there at the end of his outing, but um, wasn't able to strike guys out at the beginning. Jared Kalenic was a late ad I made in the Braves game. The Braves were unable to hit Chad Kuhl and the rest of the White Sox bullpen, so that was a bit upsetting. Phillies run line, they were up 3-0 for a good portion of the game, and then of course blew it in the 8th or 7th inning. Nick Castellanos didn't do a thing, so no bases from him. Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 bases was a winner. He got 2 bases. Didn't get a home run though, so a loser there. Vladdy over 1.5 bases and home run was the best thing of the night. Vladdy would get the thank you of the day, but um, with how yesterday went, I don't really want to thank anybody because it was a bad day. But thank you to Vladdy for making it a little bit less of a awful day. Smith didn't get a home, or Aaron Judge didn't get a home run, so a loss there. Jonathan India got multiple bases, so a nice winner there. No home run for him. Cleveland was leading 1-0 for a good portion of the game. Kind of like the Phillies, they decided to blow it at the end of the game. I didn't have a side or total in the BC game when I did the show. The lines moved a bit. I did jump on BC -6.5. Of course, they win, but once again, Edmonton loses by a field goal and just an upsetting game there. Stand back, rushing guards, my favorite prop of the day, didn't cash somehow. He didn't hit his rushing yards. McInnes didn't hit his receiving yards. Mitchell did hit his receiving yards for Edmonton. So overall, down 4 units and just not good. Not good. I have to be better. Um, just with these blown leads late, it's just incredibly frustrating. And that's why I have absolutely no sides today in MLB. Um, Not going to force out anything. There's just nothing I like in Major League Baseball when it comes to sides and totals. I do have props. My only premium play is in the CFL game, which is available on the site. It is my favorite play of the week, so it's available there. But no, um, no sides or totals in MLB today. Yuck by, LOL joking, laughing. Nice X. Speaking of flyouts, how about them Flyers? Yeah, they're making some moves. They're making some moves, and should be getting a very, very good player from Russia. Hope someone played White Sox or Miami. Eyes was on the complete opposite sides, as you saw. I did not. I don't care that they were -300. That makes absolute no difference to me. They blew the leads. Oh well, shit happens. Toronto Cash was the easiest play of the day. Yeah. Pouring rain in Chicago. Nice. But we will move on along to today's slate and talk about today's games. Miami Marlins are facing the Philadelphia Phillies again here in this one. Tyler on the mound for Miami. Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Of course, no side for me in this one. And when it comes to player props, um, nothing stands out for me here in this one. You could look at some Phillies props. Bohm is the best against righties. Multiple bases in 7 of 13, not quite consistent enough for me. We don't exactly know how much Tyler is going to pitch in this game at all. So ultimately, too many question marks for me in this game. Not touching any Miami props. De La Cruz 1 for 4, Sanchez 0 for 2, Bell 1 for 4 against Sanchez. So they haven't had much success against him. So ultimately, I'll pass here in this game. Q and Nick Earl, who's not here yet. He's slacking. Harper and Schwarber injured. I heard they left the game. Are they officially on an injured list? I hadn't heard anything official. So that's why they're still on the sheet. But if they're put on the IL, then I'll take them off the sheet. Washington Nationals. Yeah, another reason why I don't really want to get to the game. Washington Nationals are facing the Tampa Bay Rays here. Parker on the mound for the Nationals. Zach Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay. Here in this one, and this would be a game I would lean towards the Nationals, but not really interested in playing them. We will get to a player prop here. Luis Garcia Jr. here. If I get there, we go. He is 4 for 7 with a double against Zach Eflin. Multiple bases in 3 of his last 6 games, so kind of up and down. But he is one of the best players on the Nationals roster against right-handed pitchers. So he gets righties well. He's had quite a bit of success against Eflin, so we'll take him here. Tampa Bay props, nothing really stands out. Yandy Diaz RBI. He does have one in 8 games in a row. So potentially you could look at that. But other than that, nothing stands out for me. So just Luis Garcia Jr. in this one. Tempted on Switzerland to qualify for the next round. Against Italy tomorrow, plus 128. All right, I have no idea. Nito hit prop. Doesn't he play for the Angels, who we haven't talked about yet? Maybe I'm confused, but no Nito hit prop. We'll continue on along to our next game here, which is the Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. Max Scherzer on the mound for the Texas Rangers. Albert Suarez on the mound for the Orioles. Scherzer looked like classic Scherzer. Went 5 innings, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and an amazing first start of the season against the Kansas City Royals. But now they'll have to face the Baltimore Orioles, which are quite a bit different than the Royals. The Royals got off to a hot start, but have been losing recently. Albert Suarez was absolutely excellent for the Baltimore Orioles, but hasn't been excellent in his most recent games. He did get the win against Atlanta, 4 hits, no earned runs, but 3 walks. Last game against the Yankees, or 2 games ago against the Yankees, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 walks. In his last game against Houston, 10 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks. So he's walking too many guys. He's giving up too many earned runs. He's giving up too many hits. But having said that, the Orioles are the better team in this matchup. Texas, while having to deal with injuries, has been kind of an underwhelming team this year. So ultimately, I can't get to the side. I don't want to back Suarez. Don't want to fade Scherzer either. However, I do think he gets hit a bit here. Obviously, he faced the Royals in his first start. Now he's going to have to face a stronger lineup. Gunnar Henderson, over 1.5 bases. He's done 4 games in a row. We'll take him. Cedric Mullins, 1 for 3 against Scherzer. He's got multiple bases in 7 of his last 8 games. So we'll take him as well. He's been hitting the ball very well. And while I didn't want to overload on props against Scherzer, I have to take Santander as well. Multiple bases and a home run in 6 of his last 12. He's 4 for 7 against Scherzer with a double and 2 home runs. So he's definitely seen him well. And that's what we'll go. Not taking Rutschman, not taking Westberg. We're just sticking with Santander. Over 1.5 bases for a half unit. Cordy on the home run. And then Mullins and Henderson both over 1.5 bases against Max Scherzer. So hopefully he won't pitch again, pitch as well as he did the last game. Oops. Gunnar Henderson is ridiculous. All-star. Yes, I agree. But we'll continue on along to the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. Here in this game, Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Yankees. Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for Toronto. In this one, and this is another one where when it comes to the side, I have no interest in taking the Yankees right now. They are kind of in free fall mode. This Blue Jays team had been really awful. Yes, they beat the Yankees yesterday. I don't want to back Yusei Kikuchi, who has not been good, but he's played very well against the Yankees. So there's just, I could see either side winning. When it comes to the total, I want to bet the over, but the Yankees bats aren't hitting right now, and Kikuchi has had their number, especially this season. So ultimately, not a lot of Yankees batters hitting well right now. So not taking any Yankees batters. And then when it comes to the Blue Jays, got to take Vladdy right now. He's absolutely feeling it. Multiple bases and an RBI in 5 of his last 6 games. So we'll take both of those. He's 3 for 9 against Stroman, all singles. So has yet to hit a home run off him. Not betting the home run, but won't be surprised to see him hit one. George Springer. It's a little bit too early to say he's found it, but 3 games in a row, he's played very well. 2 home runs yesterday. He's feeling it the last few games. Only 3 for 14 against Stroman with 2 doubles. So not going to get to it, but Springer starting to heat up. Not getting to the other guys here, Horwitz or Clement either. So just look at Vladdy here in this one, who's hitting the ball well. Texas bullpen will get touched up too. Yes, that is the hope. That if Scherzer does come out and play very well, that the bullpen hopefully will give up some hits and runs, or hits and bases. Next up is the Houston Astros facing the New York Mets. In this game, Blanco on the mound for the Astros, Quintana on the mound for the Mets. And again, this one's tough. Bregman 1 for 2 against Quintana. Jose Altuve 5 for 27, but all singles. Yanier Diaz has yet to face him. Brandon Nimmo is playing very well right now, as is Francisco Alvarez. But I don't want to take player props against Blanco. Of course, he's won 3 starts in a row. He's given up 2 earned runs total. He did get in trouble earlier for the sticky stuff in the season. So hopefully he or last year, but hopefully he is being checked before every inning or after every inning because he's pitching very well and he does have a history. So as does this Houston Astros and New York Mets team, both have histories when it comes to cheating. So I'll leave that there. But looking at this game, not getting to anything here. Nothing interests me enough to pull the trigger. So it will ultimately be a pass here. Wow, -108 for pick me. If Toronto doesn't get to Stroh, they will get to the New York Yankees pen. All right. Let's go, Vladdy. Pick him. Mets for the World Series. Eyes? No. Devers 1 for 2 with the home run against Randy Vasquez. Yes. He is good against him, I believe. A bunch of trash can banging bitches. Yeah, basically. So we'll stay off this one. San Diego Padres are facing the Boston Red Sox. Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Red Sox. Um, Not taking Jackson Merrill here in this one. Manny Machado 1 for 7 against Nick Pivetta. Cronenworth 0 for 1. But we just so happen to have a player that does very well against Pivetta and a lesser known player on this Padres team, but he's been feeling it. Kyle Higoshiuka, 5 game hit streak, home run in 3 of his last 5, multiple bases and RBI in 4 of his last 5 games. So he's absolutely feeling it right now. 4 for 8 with the home run against Nick Pivetta. So we'll take him over 1.5 bases and RBI, both for half units. When it comes to the Red Sox, Connor Wong, I believe, is back from his paternity leave, but don't quote me on that. We'll see if new dad power can help him here. Tyler O'Neill has been good. Duran has been good. Devers does have back-to-back games with the home run. Now, technically, he doesn't because he did play 1 inning and didn't get a home run in that 1 inning against Toronto. So, what I decided to do for the spreadsheet purposes is I didn't count that 1 inning in the Toronto game in the spreadsheet because I don't think it should classify as a game being 1 inning. So I didn't count it in the record here. So you could look at some other props here, but sticking with Kyle Higashioka here in this one, who has hit Nick Pivetta well in his history against him. Good luck, Terry, today, Terry and chat. You as well, Stopchio. Best of luck. Pivetta, yes. The guy who can get absolutely torched. Sorry, Isaac's being a Boston Red Sox fan or being a Boston sports fan, but going against Nick Pivetta. Colorado Rockies are heading to Chicago to face the White Sox. And as you can guess here, I'm not even going to break this game down. Rockies, White Sox, no thank you. We'll move on along. Just there's no way I'm betting that game. What do either of these teams have to play for? Rockies are 27-53, and White Sox are 22-61. Both have pitchers with over 5 ERAs. Both have offenses that you can't trust. So pass. Next up, Pittsburgh and Atlanta Braves. Martin Perez on the mound for the Pirates. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Braves. In this one, we're going with Brian Reynolds. Over 1.5 bases. He's done in 14 of his last 18 games. 2 for 3 against Morton with a double and a home run. So he has done well against Morton, and we'll take Brian Reynolds here over 1.5 bases. When it comes to the Braves, not taking Riley, not taking Kalenic, not taking Travis Jano. Ozzy Albies, 5 for 6 against Perez with a double and 2 home runs. So he has absolutely smashed him. Albies not doing that well right now, and his over 1.5 bases prop was minus 130. So obviously, I'm not touching a minus 130, especially when the players only got multiple bases in 5 of his last 10. I can't justify playing that. Home run, he's gotten 2 of 10. He does have 2 home runs against Perez, but ultimately too pricey for me. Not going to pull the trigger on that. We'll stick with Brian Reynolds here, but won't be surprised if Albies does something good in this game. Cleveland Guardians are facing the Kansas City Royals. McKenzie on the mound for the Guardians. Marsh on the mound for the Royals. I don't want to back either of these pitchers, which ultimately keeps me off the side. Stephen Kwan, same kind of deal as the game we just talked about. Extremely pricey. I believe he's minus 135 as well, something like that for over 1.5 bases. So not getting to anything there. 3 for 4, a double and a triple against Marsh, but it's tough to take it. with the price that we're getting for him. And then same with Bobby Witt Jr. I'm just being priced out of props here in this game. They're expecting runs with the two pitchers we have on the mound. Maybe the over, but ultimately no side or total for me in this one. Chicago Cubs, Milwaukee Brewers. This will be another pass here. Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, 0 for 5, 0 for 4. Not playing either of them as well. Neither are really that consistent right now. So not playing them. Not taking Bryce Strang, who's cooling off. Hoskins, RBI is a possibility, but didn't end up getting to pull the trigger. Christian Yelich, 10 for 26, a double, 2 home runs um, against Jamison Tyon, but multiple bases in only 4 of his last 9. So not consistent enough for me right now. Ultimately, another pass on today's slate. Can't figure out why both Cleveland and Kansas City bats have gone cold and they hardly clear 16 total runs. Yeah, another reason why I can't get to the over. Can't trust either of those bats right now. Cincinnati Reds are facing the St. Louis Cardinals. Frankie Montas on the mound for the Reds. Andre Palante on the mound for the Cardinals here in this one. Jonathan India, who's just been hitting the ball so well recently. Multiple bases in 8 of his last 9 games. The trouble, he's 1 for 7 against Palante with a single. So ultimately going to stay off there. Ellie De La Cruz, again, hitting the ball very well right now. He's 1 for 5. So going to pass there. Steers 1 for 3. Got a home run yesterday's game. He has been hitting multiple bases. So I will take Steer here in this game, not taking Ymer Candelario. And then Brendan Donovan. Multiple bases in 9 of his last 10 games. Only game he didn't get something, he didn't get a hit in one of the games on the doubleheader day. Other than that, he's been great. 1 for 2 with a double against Frankie Montas. So got to take him for over 1.5 bases for a half unit and a quarter unit on the RBI with the way Donovan continues to play. Burleson 0 for 3, so we'll pass on Burleson. Spencer Steer and Brendan Donovan here in this game. 5Ks versus the Cubs, no strikeout props for me. I've learned my lesson. Had success with them last year, but have not had any success with them this year. So won't even go near them. Detroit Tigers and the LA Angels here in this game. Kenta Maeda on the mound for the Tigers. Zach Plesac on the mound for the Angels. Another game where I'm going to pass. Taylor Ward has been doing great recently. You could potentially look at him. Renifo and Willie Cahoon. Both have the exact same numbers, which is kind of funny. Hits in 3 of 4. Both got a home run yesterday. Multiple bases in 3 of 4. Both got an RBI yesterday. Not going to pull the trigger on either, though. Mickey Moniak, not playing him either. So are some guys to look at in this game if you'd like, but ultimately don't love anything here. Morning, Terry and friends. Morning, Tim. How's it going? It's okay to fade Maeda and his earn run prop. All right. All right. We'll continue on along to our next game. Minnesota Twins are facing the Seattle Mariners. Bailey Ober on the mound for the Twins. Logan Gilbert on the mound for the Mariners. And Byron Buxton is playing so well right now. As you can see, a hit in 6 of his last 7, a home run in 3 of 4. He is just smashing the ball right now all over the field. But he's over 7 against Gilbert. So I can't play his props. Not with that over 7 there. Willie Castro 1 for 5. Not going to take him either. Carlos Santana 2 for 7. Lewis hasn't faced him before. Jose Miranda 1 for 4. Garver, Luke Rayleigh. Not getting to these guys either. Cal Rayleigh. Not getting to anybody. So another game I'm passing, even though I really want to take Byron Buxton props. Going to wait and look at him tomorrow. If the Twins are smart, they don't even play Buxton in this game. They rest him because he and Lewis are two guys that are injury prone. I would honestly just rest Buxton in this game. I would give him the night off, but that would just be my opinion. Since they didn't play yesterday, he won't get the day off, so that's fine. Oakland Athletics are facing the Arizona Diamondbacks here in this one. JP Sears for the Athletics, Slade Shoney on the mound for the Diamondbacks. And only one prop for me here. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over 1.5 bases. He's done it in 7 of his last 8 games. So he's hitting the ball very well right now. Hasn't faced JP Sears before, but Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Top 2 against left-handed pitchers this season. I think second in total bases against lefties. So he's had great success against lefties. So we'll take Gurriel over 1.5 bases here in this one. Over 5 or 6 Ks for Seattle. All right. All right. Gurriel and Marte hitting well lately. Yes. Yes. Moving on along. Final game of the night. LA Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants here in this one. Landon Knack on the mound for the LA Dodgers, who's been pretty good. In 5 starts, he's 1-1 with a 2.10 ERA. 2 hits, no earned runs against the Angels in his last game. 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Cincinnati Reds. And then 4 hits, 1 earned run against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Landon Knack has given the Dodgers everything they could ask for. And then Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants. 6-6 with a 3.16 ERA on the season. He does pitch better at home, but overall he's been getting hit recently. 7 hits, 3 earned runs at home against Houston. 6 hits, 2 earned runs against the Cubs. 9 hits, 4 earned runs in his last game against the St. Louis Cardinals. So he's been getting hit a bit recently, and now he has this Dodgers team coming in who has Shohei Ohtani on it. Ohtani, 8 of his last 9 games, multiple bases, 9 games in a row with an RBI. 6 of his last 9, he's got a home run. So Ohtani is just feeling it right now. 3 for 7 against Webb, all singles. So didn't pull the trigger on the home run prop, but half units and over 1.5 bases and RBI with Mr. Shohei Ohtani. Freeman also doing pretty well recently. 15 for 31 against Webb, multiple bases and 5 of 6. You could look at Freeman as well here in this one. And then nobody really for the Giants right now. So already pulled the trigger on Ohtani. We'll see how the first half of the day goes, and it may end up getting to Freeman as well today. I have Dodgers and LA Angels money lines parlayed for tonight. Okay, so the Los Angeles parlay, and yeah, I have no sides or totals today, but couldn't talk you off either of those. So best of luck to him. But we will move on along to the CFL now, and we will talk about today's game, which is the Montreal Alouettes and the Toronto Argonauts here in this game. As I said at the beginning of the show, I do have a premium play on the side or total in this game, which you can get over on picksandparlays.net. But looking at it here, Montreal 3-0, Toronto 2-0. Both teams undefeated here, facing each other in this game. Both teams have gone, or Montreal's gone under in 2 of 3, while Toronto's gone over in both games. Montreal averaging 32.33 points for per game, 17.67 against. Toronto, 37 points per game so far, 31.5 points against. 4 of the last 6 have gone over, so we've seen some over games between the teams in the past. Toronto has done well against Montreal. Of course, this isn't the same Toronto team as last year. And that one loss was in the playoffs between these teams last year, where Montreal took it to the Argonauts here in this one. Looking at props, I've got two of them, both with the Montreal Alouettes. Tyson Philpott, over 74.5 receiving yards. He has over 141 in two of his last three games. So more than or almost double his receiving yard prop here. And Keon Julian Grant, back-to-back games over 89 receiving yards. His prop is at 67.5. So we'll take both of these guys here to hit their receiving yard props. Of course, this Toronto defense has not been good. Their reason why they're 2-0 is because they have got the offense, but they have not played well defensively, while this Montreal Alouettes team has the best defense in the CFL. Cameron Dukes, not getting to his props. Kadeem Carey had a great game, a game of rushing last game. I'm not sure his health status. I have to actually check that. So I believe he was on the injured list. So ultimately, staying away from him. Rashid Bailey, back-to-back games with a touchdown, but only had 22 yards last week. So it's tough to really take Toronto props here in this game. So we're just sticking with the two Montreal props here in this game today. Terry, did you like the trash can banging bitches Astros on the money line? No. No. No money lines for me today in MLB. Honestly, it's surprising too, because I try to have a premium play, a side or total. But today's slate, I just don't like anything. So I can't be of much help. We'll do the recap, and then we'll finish the show here. Luis Garcia Jr. over 1.5 bases plus 160. Santander over 1.5 bases plus 145. Home run plus 400. Cedric Mullins over 1.5 bases plus 180. Henderson over 1.5 bases plus 115. Vladdy RBI plus 150. Vladdy over 1.5 bases plus 104. Kyle Higashioka over RBI plus 225 and over 1.5 bases plus 190. Brian Reynolds over 1.5 bases plus 135. Philpott over 74.5 receiving yards minus 114. Keon Julian Grant over 67.5 receiving yards minus 114, both at FanDuel. That's where I found the best odds for those. Steer over 1.5 bases plus 125. Donovan RBI plus 180. Donovan over 1.5 bases plus 130. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over 1.5 bases plus 104. Ohtani RBI plus 188. And Ohtani over 1.5 bases minus 105 for tonight's slate. Premium plays, as I said, just one in the CFL available for tonight's game. So you can go and get that on the site. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Appreciate all the support, guys. Terry, thanks for your thoughts on the spreadsheets. Hey, no problem. And yeah, sorry I couldn't really be too much help when it comes to sides or totals today. But yeah, I gave you my thoughts, my reasoning why I'm passing on some, and never hurts to pass. But yes, if you all want to check out the spreadsheet and make your own player props, the link is in the YouTube description, so you guys can get that there. Donation button not ready yet. I'll try to get that over the weekend and get it set up for Monday. But thanks, Tommy. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And there may or may not be a show tomorrow. It's a long weekend here in Canada. I might just take Saturday and Sunday off. So to be determined. If there's no show tomorrow, the spreadsheet you guys can check it out there, and you'll find out my place. So great show and best of luck. Yes, thank you everyone today. I was thinking about doing a live stream tonight, so maybe that happens. I don't know if tonight ends up working out, but stay tuned to the channel. We'll announce it on Twitter if I do decide to do one. But was considering doing a live stream tonight, so we'll see if how things go. But best luck, everyone, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Thanks, guys.